John O'Regan here in Manchester for WHOATV ahead of this weekend's UFC 204 at the Manchester Arena. And the man next to me is Stefan Skyscraper Struve. Stefan, thanks for joining us. Start off with the obvious question, man. How are you feeling about this weekend's fight?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to take care of business. Simple as that. I flew in. We left Florida on Sunday, got here Monday. Had 2 training sessions, and for me, it just feels like I'm just waking up, like early afternoon. I'm already on the right time schedule, and just ready to finish this guy off this Saturday. So.
I've known you a long time, from back when you were fighting on the local UK circuit and stuff.
Yeah.
You're looking bigger than ever.
Yeah.
You look like you've really filled out.
We came in Monday, I was 282, so I had to cut 16 pounds for this fight, and I just feel great, like people have always been talking about that, you're going to fill out, you're going to be huge, you're going to be a force, and I'm 28 now, so that's I think the right age to start for a heavyweight, but I had some years already, but I'm really ready to show the best me I can possibly be.
Is this the first time you've cut weight for a fight?
No, the last 3 fights I had to cut.
Right.
This is the biggest I've been. So,
what's the best and worst about being this big?
This hotel sucks. This hotel, look at this. I'm ducking everywhere, but it's obviously I'm gonna have a huge advantage on Saturday on my opponent, and I really learn how to fight tall. Sorry for that, guys. You can cut out of it.
Cut.
But he's 6 foot 235. I'm 7 foot 285 almost, so it's a big difference. So
I mean, it's a strange world where someone who's 6 foot 235 is a small person to you.
That's but he's that's almost like a light heavyweight, right? But he is a small person for sure.
What's the game plan going into this one?
Be patient. He can take a punch, so when I connect with something, don't be frustrated if he doesn't go down right away. Just stay on my distance, pick him apart, land my shots. If I can take the fight to the ground at a certain point, just take him down and finish there. Or, if I don't finish on the feet before that. So just be patient with him, especially after my last fight too, the 15-second knockout in Rotterdam of Bigfoot. People expect something like that, and there's always a chance that I can do that again, but there's also a good chance that it's going to be a little longer than 15 seconds this fight. So just be patient, go in there and just do my thing. So.
Where are you feeling most comfortable? Like, I know back in the day you used to get into the floor, get the triangles and stuff. Do you have a preference these days?
I like to keep it on the feet nowadays. Especially since I went over to train with the Black Zillions, the kind of sparring partners I'm working with there, and I really learn how to use my body to my advantage more and more and more. And I just feel like there is pretty much nobody in the world that really wants to stand with me. I can take care of anybody on the feet, and it took me a while to figure it out, but I'm still getting bigger. So I was very young when I just came into the UFC, and I'm really ready to showcase my true potential now. So.
I know there's a lot of really good heavyweight kickboxing in Holland where you're from. Guys like Rico Verhoeven, but
yeah.
Do you work with any of those guys, or do you find that the style doesn't really translate?
It's so different because you're. The movement's different, the distance different. You got the big gloves, so sparring with those guys is different because you don't have to worry about the takedowns and all that. So when I'm fighting the guys in the gym, I really have to be aware of the takedown and all that, the treads. So my distance got to be on point. I don't have the big gloves all the time, so you cannot defend with the guard up high, which I did a little too much in the past. Now I'm really fighting with my hands in front of me. So I really needed that switch in order to perfect my MMA kickboxing. So, and Henry Hoof has helped me tremendously with that, the striking coach of the Black Zillions, of course. So.
Nice. Not to get sidetracked from this weekend's fight, but speaking of Rico Verhoeven, he's got a fight in December with Badr Hari. Are you interested in that fight? Any predictions?
Yeah, it's interesting for sure, but Badr hasn't fought in a while, and that could be an issue. I don't think he looked great in his last fight where we saw him against Ismail Alan. Depends on what kind of shape he gets in. One of his later fights where he looked tremendous was the one in Holland against Gokhan Saki. If he's in that shape, if that's the Badr Hari that steps into the ring with Rico, there's no doubt in my mind that Badr is going to win. But I don't think that's the guy that's going to step into the ring with Rico. And Rico has been on a tear, but he's been fighting subpar competition, if you ask me. You know, in my opinion, the level of heavyweight kickboxing right now is not high at all. Like, if you look at the old K1 days with Hoost, Bonyaski, and Schild, and Arts, and all the other, you know, foreign kickboxers, I think there's a huge difference, difference in the level of talent between now and then. Right. So.
Speaking of Dutch kickboxers, Alistair Overeem, his last fight against world champion Stipe Miocic. What was it like for you watching that fight? Because obviously you have a stoppage win over Miocic from UFC Nottingham.
Yeah, no, it was a very interesting fight to watch. It really caught me off guard the way Miocic was coming in with his hands low, and his chin wasn't really tucked, and that's how Overeem caught him too. He was just coming in, walking into that punch, and then he dropped him. And I think Alistair broke when he couldn't get that guillotine, when he felt that Miocic just passed his guard and like he could right back up. And you know, I think Alistair put a lot of energy in that guillotine, and I think that drained him mentally and physically. And you know, Miocic just keeps going. You know, he's got a chin of steel. I had to hit him with a ton of big shots before he went down in our fight in Nottingham, and it was a very fun fight to watch, that for sure.
How far away do you think you are from a rematch?
Hey man, UFC can pull another Dan Henderson out of the head, you know what I mean? Just put me in and like I'll take care of business. It's gonna be a great fight. You know, I'm back after a long period of time where I had some health issues, so it's a really intriguing story. I know he wants to have that fight again, so you know, I get a big win. I maybe get another big win after this one, and let's do it. Yeah, let's go.
Let's wrap up with your fight this weekend then. Finish off with that. What do you expect this to look like, and what statement are you looking to make with this fight?
I just want to show that Daniel and I are at different levels. I'm a much better fighter. I want to pick him apart. I want to finish him. He's never been finished. All of his 5 or 6 losses are decisions. I want to have him experience something new. I'm going to stop him, and it's not going to be pretty for him.
Awesome. Thanks for the time.